confidence in the Jeep Gladiator Restored. Well, good afternoon, everybody, and welcome back to Rob Motive JT. And that's right, my confidence in the Jeep Gladiator has been restored. You know, when I first got the Jeep Gladiator, and this is my second one, I was aware that it was a first-year model. I'm in a first-year model right now. This also is a 2020 Jeep Gladiator. But I was aware of that, and I knew there could be issues, but you've got the 3-year warranty, 36,000 miles. It should be covered. No big deal. I mean, unless it's some major fail, it shouldn't have been a problem. So I bought it. I bought it anyway. And then I had troubles. Of course I had troubles. I had a black radio screen, which happened one time and never happened again. And that seems to be the way it goes with Mopar parts. I experienced it in my Ram Rebel. My wife has experienced it, or did experience it once, in her Jeep Wrangler. So it just seems to be the way it goes. I don't know if it's some kind of programming thing where, you know, when it's brand new, it has to go through some kind of a cycle or something, and then it goes away. I don't know, but that seemed to be what happened. Whatever, no big deal. Then I had a check engine light. Now that is more troubling, particularly when you're aware that it is a first-year model and you're kind of afraid that things are going to happen that could be more serious. So, took it into the dealership. Again, it's covered under warranty, no big deal, except you have to spend your time screwing around with it. But, nonetheless, took it to the dealership. They said there was a software update that would correct it. So they did it. Check engine light went away. No problem with it since. My only concern, or while I still had the Jeep, but my only concern with that is, was there really a problem and the software upgrade merely masked it, like a mask over your face, and it was still there lurking in the background waiting to cause me problems down the road. Who knows? I don't know. Don't have that truck anymore, so it's kind of irrelevant to me. But anyway, they took care of it. It was gone. Okay, that was problem number 2. Problem number 3, which was more concerning for me, was the auto stop problem. I've talked about it at length on the channel, so I'm not going to go into great detail on it, but I did have a failure, a malfunction of the system, which I really blamed on the battery. There's an auxiliary battery. I figured it was bad. I've heard lots of other people had had problems with it, so I kind of wrote it off to that. But the dealership was reluctant to do anything more about it. Their answer for me was to bring it in when it was happening, and then they could look at it and experience the problem while it was occurring. They told me that it did not store codes for that, so they couldn't pull something up and find out what was wrong with it, other than it's just a stop-start malfunction. Great. Pretty inconvenient for me. You know, if I'm out and I'm doing something, maybe I went on a trip or whatever, and that thing kicks on, it's not like I could just turn around and drive back to the dealership, right? I mean, I wasn't going to do that. So that wasn't really a satisfactory solution for me. Just live with it, show up when it happens again, we'll look at it then. No. By the way, one other thing I want to mention, when I had the software update for the check engine light, I was told that that would also remedy the auto stop problem. And I thought it had done that, because it was about a week or two before I had the auto stop problem again. However, I did have it again, so it obviously didn't solve the problem. So it was time to take matters into my own hands, because the opportunity came up to trade that truck off and buy this one, which was my mother's, by the way. She was trading in for a Jeep Gladiator Mojave. So we just simply traded mine in. They were the same year, same options, pretty much. So it wasn't really a big deal. So that's what we did. I took ownership of this truck. We traded mine off, and she bought her Jeep Gladiator Mojave. So that's the backstory. Let's get to current. My confidence in the Jeep Gladiator being restored is due to this Jeep Gladiator. Again, same year, almost the same build date as my previous one. But I haven't had any issues with this Jeep Gladiator. The only thing that's popped up on my screen, and I hope I'm not jinxing myself, is that the auxiliary battery was charging. Stop start not available. That's not a big deal. That's what's supposed to happen. If the auxiliary battery is low on juice, well, then it's supposed to recharge and let you know that the stop start system is not working. That obviously is a good thing, because then you know when it's not functioning what's going on. That's the system working as it's supposed to. That has happened to me one time way back when I first took ownership of this vehicle, probably because she didn't drive it a lot, so it didn't get a lot of running charging time while it was sitting in her garage. I think when I got this, it had maybe 1,500 miles on it, something like that, and she had had it for several months. So I chalk it up to just not being driven and that battery not getting charged. Like I said, I have not had any issue with it since. As far as the stop start system, the auto stop system, it works fine, no issues. I still don't like it, don't get me wrong. It's my biggest pet peeve with any new vehicle that has that system. I would prefer that you had a button, much like we have, that once you hit it, it permanently disabled the system until you hit it again and turned it back on. I've had another vehicle, it was a Porsche, that was like that. You could hit the button one time, it would remember that push, that setting, and then it wouldn't reactivate again unless you reactivated it. So I wish that that's how this feature was being handled, but unfortunately it's not. We're being treated like children, and every time we get in the truck, we must hit the button to disable it. So I am very confident in this truck now. I'm happy to say that every time I get in the truck, I don't stare at the gauge cluster looking for some sort of error message or problem. And that's a great thing. I used to do that all the time after I started having the problems in my previous Gladiator, and I was doing the same thing in this one because I was always looking for some sort of an issue. It's too bad that it didn't come out of the box that way. It would have been nice had, when I first gotten this Jeep Gladiator, that I wouldn't have had any issues and I could have had confidence in it from the beginning. But it is what it is. Anyway, I just wanted to get on. You know, Jeep gets a bad rap sometimes regarding reliability. It's probably one of the most common comments I got on the channel after getting the Jeep Gladiator was how unreliable it's going to be, and that I'm going to spend all my time at the shop. By the way, I haven't spent any time at the shop since I bought this truck. It's been trouble-free. Anyway, let me know, if you've got a Jeep Gladiator, do you have confidence in the truck? Or in the back of your mind, are you always worrying about maybe something is going to go wrong? I'd be curious to know. Also, real quick, I do have 2 additional channels. Rob Motive, all about my 2021 Toyota Tacoma. And Rob Motive FST, all about my 2021 Toyota Tundra, and soon to be coming, another full-size truck. Check them out, and if you're interested, why not subscribe? Don't forget to click that notification bell so that you don't miss out on any upcoming videos. And do me a favor, smash that subscribe button on the way out. Thanks for watching. Stay confident out there. Bye.